Hello, everybody. This is Harvard, as you know, and sitting with my good buddy, my good friend, one of the best handicappers in Las Vegas, Zack Cimini, and we're here at the Sportsbook. I think it's week 11 in the pros.
Sure is.
Boy, I tell you what, it certainly doesn't fly by when it's in the spring and the summer waiting for football, but boy, has this football season flown by. I think when you're having fun, it does fly by. Last week, I went 8-2 on Saturday and Sunday. I put out 5 plays on my late phone service, or whatever you want to call it, my email service. 8-2, 4-1, 4-1. And I'm going to, you know what? I got a great offer this week. This is absolutely beautiful. I love the matchups this week. On Saturday, the college plays, and I'm going to put a guarantee out. You must go 4-1 or 5-0. Or you get the rest of the month of November absolutely free, which be the following day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we got that long Thanksgiving weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So you got 9 straight days of football. I must go 4-1 or 5-0. So really, if you went 3-2, you make money and you get the next 9 days absolutely free, which is a late phone, late service. It's all emailed to you every night, and it'll be sitting in your email thing as you wake up. So just send me a little notice with the screen on the bottom. It's $99, and you're getting the guarantee and the 9 days of service. So let's move right into our first game we want to look at, the USC. They opened at 11.5. It's right now at 10.5. It's weird the way it dropped because 95% of the money came in early on USC. I think they're reacting off of what they saw when they played Washington. And, you know, this is their rival game with UCLA. Now, I really don't want to take USC because I'm not going to follow 95% of the public when they're on the one side based on what they saw with Washington. So let me just lay down a couple things. Is there a reason that we could muster up that you would take the 10.5 points? So I really don't want to handicap this. I just want to give you some bullet points of what I've pulled up. USC, and I'm trying to make a case for the underdog UCLA. So really what I want to do is talk to you about USC is 2-3 on the road. So that's a little bullet point. They're off that big win with Washington, which means the line really got inflated. They're feeling good about themselves. They had a week to get all the congratulatories on campus and things. I don't know that they're that focused on practices. The third thing is they've won 6 in a row. They haven't done that since I think it was 2008 was the last time they've won 6 in a row. Now they're going for win number 7. The fourth thing is this is a huge rival game, and rivalries, I threw out all the stats. The fifth thing is this is only the 11th night game that UCLA and USC have ever played, and when you get into those night games, something must be up. Always something like, I don't know, the crowd gets crazy or something happens, but you know, it's a night game. They don't do them that often. And lastly, let's talk about, I don't want to talk about the offense with Josh Rosen out for UCLA. The UCLA Bruins, they come off of beating Oregon State 38-24. And this here is Jim Mora, the coach for UCLA. For the second time in 5 years, he gave out a game ball last week. And he did it to the quarterback, Mike Faful. And that's only the second time in 5 years that he's done that. He's a fifth-year senior. This is only his 4th game that he played, but he had one great performance. And not that he's going to do anything in this game. So let's talk about what could happen and what they could do. It's UCLA's great defense. Zach will probably be the first one to tell you that the Pac-10 average score, each team scores about 49 to 50 points. Well, UCLA this year has only had one game where they've allowed over 27 points. Every single score that they've had has been 26 and less, and it looks like with the 10.5 points you can get and that defense, I think you might make a case that you could take the points. Not saying it's going to be an easy one or a close one, but I'm certainly not going to advise you to take USC.
Yeah, this one, I think the Pac-12, and it's been traditionally like this. You know, we're on the West Coast, obviously, here in Vegas. We just went through that time change, so we're exactly on the California time. But people don't know the Pac-12. that's why Washington wasn't really in the power ratings. They slipped out. Odds makers have a tough time with them. And each week you'll notice that the Pac-12 line movement, unlike other conferences, it's typically wrong. The line will move one way and the winner will be the other way. And that's been like that for the last 2 to 3 years. And I think right now you've got a USC team, like you said, coming off a big win. But with those losses that they have this year, they're still kind of not gauged to the strength of a power team that you would think in the Pac-12, especially going against a team like UCLA that's already been, their numbers been determined against teams like Stanford, teams like Colorado, teams like the game Utah, just a few weeks back, 6.5-point line or whatever it was. So those lines are already there. So the odds makers can't go out there and throw a 15-point spread, especially with Mike playing that game he did last week against Oregon State. So I do like the way he plays, but he throws too many interceptions, I think, and he might be a little bit extra giddy after getting that game ball and having that great performance. He might go back to the old ways. But this game, like you said, you shouldn't touch. We're talking about this for video purposes, but this should not be a wager to play versus strength. But if I had to make a pick for video purposes, I would say USC. I just think they're still a little bit devalued. People will expect them to be flat, traveling down to, actually not traveling anywhere, staying in town, playing against their arch rivals, UCLA.
Okay, you got Zach on USC. I'm basically passing, but if I had to play, I am not playing any game that 95% of the public's on. I'd rather watch paint dry. So anyway, to get that offer for the guarantee of 4-1, 5-0, just go ahead and hit me up. Title it Harvard in the subject matter on that what's on your screen with my email, and we'll get you set up for that. 4-1 or 5-0, or you get the next 9 days absolutely free. And I'll tell you one thing, Zach, I don't like to work for free, so I know I'm going to win this. All right, talk to y'all later.